Trucker Television is brought to you by JD Factors, charting a path to growth. Day and Ross, owner-operator driven. Diesel Spec, engine tuning experts. Welcome to Trucker Television, the best of the trucking world. This week on Trucker Television, pre-trip with Scott of Laidlaw Tank LP. Rig of the week, a mean green 379 Pete. Modern trucking with Dan of Challenger Motor Freight. But first, northbound to Labrador City with Glen Transport.
Everything went real smooth there all the way up. So we got up to Lake Home, I believe it was around 7 o'clock, 7:30 last night. So that's a pretty good trip. Being clear skies and fairly cold, there are minus 15 here now, so the ice should be real good. I'm surprised this is as rough as it is, but it should actually be pretty good going there. Sometimes when the sun hits the ice, it can actually give a little bit of a water on top, which makes it a little interesting, but even at minus 15, the sun will give it that little glaze, which you don't stick to the ice anymore. But I'm hoping for a good ride there. Hopefully everybody's keeping their truck on the road and straight, and we shouldn't have to deal with anybody. So yeah, we should be 4 hours up to Manic 5, everything goes good. And I always count about 5 hours after that to get to Lab City from there. So if it's normal up through there, it should be nice and icy and smooth. Unlike in the summertime when you got some potholes and washboard. But I do bring, everything I can think of as far as tools and little repair kits and all the liquids I might need as far as oil and coolant. But everybody's pretty good out here. I've stopped and helped a few people along the way, and I haven't had too much troubles. Now I've had to stop for a day or so the odd time when they shut the highway down because of weather, but that's pretty rare. I ended up coming down there one time after the highway had been closed, so they weren't even working on that hill. When I got there, they hadn't touched it, and there was probably 4 to 5 inches of snow on there. And it was interesting. I definitely started from a crawl at the top and kept it that way all the way down. It probably took me 15 minutes to get to the bottom there, but yeah, that's not something I'd recommend there. It's a little hard on the nerves. Luckily it was cold enough and the truck, enough talking to it there, it made it to the bottom. So. Hoping today we can keep her going. Going down a pretty icy hill right now, so I'll pay attention. A little more of a challenge with the V-train, but 34 metric, we're pretty good with that. The truck should be able to do it. Most thing I do with the biggest hills is put in the power divider so that both axles are working hard instead of just the back one. We get a little more traction that way. And just grabbing gears, trying to keep it going. Transmissions are pretty well synchronized if you can find the right RPMs. And honestly, I just have never used the clutch straight from the start. I don't even know if I could shift with the clutch anymore. It seems awkward to even try and do it. But no, once you learn the RPMs and the speed, the gears just slide right in. There's no grinding. There's no Some people can go back and forth, double clutching and all the rest, but this works good for me. There's some pretty hard pulling up to there, but we kind of locked out with just 4-axle this time. But yeah, you just got to be prepared for those hills because they sneak up on you. You just hit them and they're straight up. So you got to be ready for it. But other than that, just be ready with your gears and hope the truck does it, pulls it right over the top there.
After the break, a cool 2001 Peterbilt. And Dan of Challenger Motor Freight. Trucker Television is brought to you by Robert Transport. We care. We take charge. California Custom Waxes and Polishes. Forbes Hewlett Transport. Safe, reliable, and efficient services you can trust. Wasp Cam, the sports action camera Trucker Television uses. SGT Transport. Green, then and now. Now hiring.
Laidlaw Carriers, Van LP.
They pay me well, they have a good fuel surcharge calculation program, and they have the type of loads I like to haul in a dry van.
Now hiring company drivers and owner-operators.
Diesel Spec. Tuning for performance and fuel economy.
It's a big difference for the transport with the price of the fuel. They do a great job. I was doing about 5.7 miles per gallon. Now I average between 7.5 and 8 miles per gallon.
Is fuel economy important to you? How can you not call Diesel Spec?
Now hiring company drivers, women and men. Late model, all Peterbilt fleet. Dependable runs, great pay and benefits. Locomote Systems, transportation specialists.
Ontario Truck Driving School. Training for your future. Your path to success. Thousands of jobs.
Laidlaw Carriers Tank Sudbury office is now hiring quality owner-operators. Company drivers also wanted. 4 days on, 4 days off option. Our people and our equipment set us apart.
NuLine Spray Suppression. Email us a picture of your truck and you can win a set of NuLine fenders and be on national TV. NuLine at TruckerTelevision.com. NuLine Spray Suppression.
Challenger Motor Freight. We understand the movement of goods from anywhere to anywhere in the world. We connect the dots and add clarity to life. And that's what supply chain does. Challenger Motor Freight. Join our team and go the distance.
Spady Transport. Now hiring owner-operators. Join today and work for the very best. Now hiring owner-operators. Spady Transport.
Rockin' Wheel 9. A weekend of great music with Chad Brownlee and Sam Roberts. Join Biker TV Saturday for a charity poker run. Rockin' Wheel 9.
Closed captioning by Bryson Insurance. Your partner in success for family and business.
Brian Levi, drive for Floyd Gibbons Trucking out of Ayr, Ontario. My first truck. Got it in 2004. It's a 2001 379 Pete with a Cummins N14 engine. 1,000,003 miles. Never touched. Bottom bearing roll, that's about it. Took some time to chrome her up. It took a while, but got it to where I want it now. Just run an aerosol under there, and it seems to be giving me about a half mile to the gallon, a little better. So, yeah, that's about it. She's pretty much, I bumped it up to 500 horse, and that's about it. We do a lot of farm equipment. John Deere's our main backhaul out of Iowa. We look after about 15 stores, 10 to 15 of the John Deere Premier Equipment stores. So yeah, that's we specialize in oversized and other stuff like that, mostly farm equipment.
They said it was time for a new face. There is nothing When I woke up in the
There was a lot of profound change with deregulation starting off in 1980 or 81 in the United States and then working its way through to Canada. So we had this watershed moment with society increasing dramatically with technology anyway. So you have deregulation, you're trying to find new and better ways to be fast, efficient, effective, and invariably technology kept on coming to the top that you'd embrace it to make yourselves better. Years ago, with a truck, we'd put, you'd have a spare tire in the truck and a bottle jack in the jockey box. And you'd expect the guys to change their own tires because if they're stuck in the middle of Nevada, we had no cells back then, right? And it's either wait for a service call, which would take forever, or get out the block of wood, get out the bottle jack, jack the truck up, change the tire, right? So the guys don't have to change their own tires, and we have cell phone communications, we have satellite tracking, we have on-road repair people that if they break down, they call into our maintenance shop and we can get a whole list of our providers across North America. So it's all quick and instantaneous. That's part of a well-oiled transportation machine. You're out there on the road and you're away for a week or two at a time. Take the time for your physical and mental well-being. You don't need to go to a gym and lift big weights and pretend we're Supermen again. Just do simple little things for exercise. We haven't, as an industry, been all that good at promoting a healthy lifestyle to our staff, and so we're doing more and more of that, sharing information about healthy eating tips and habits. Exercising, when you get on the road, you walk around the truck a couple times. And I can't stress enough to anybody, that is an issue we need to work on with our drivers, period, is physical health.
Stick around. When we come back, pre-trip with Scott of Laidlaw Tank LP.
Diesel spec. Tuning for performance and fuel economy.
It's a big difference for the transport with the price of the fuel. They do a great job. I was doing about 5.7 miles per gallon. Now I average between 7.5 and 8 miles per gallon.
Is fuel economy important to you? How can you not call Diesel Spec?
A leading authority in dry van transportation. The only call you need to make for all your shipping requirements. Spady Transport, carrying your business load.
Laidlaw Carriers, Van LP.
They pay me well, they have a good fuel surcharge calculation program, and they have the type of loads I like to haul in a drive.
Now hiring company drivers, women and men. Late model, all Peterbilt fleet. Dependable runs, great pay and benefits. Locomote Systems, transportation specialists.
Ontario Truck Driving School. Training for your future. Your path to success. Thousands of jobs.
Laidlaw Carriers Tank Sudbury office is now hiring quality owner-operators. Company drivers also wanted. 4 days on, 4 days off option. Our people and our equipment set us apart.
NuLine Spray Suppression. Email us a picture of your truck and you can win a set of NuLine fenders and be on national TV. NuLine at TruckerTelevision.com. NuLine Spray Suppression.
Challenger Motor Freight. Once you get into trucking, it gets in your blood. There's something about it, you're connected to it. It's that movement of freight, that interaction of man and machine. Join our team and go the distance.
Rockin' Wheel 9, a weekend of great music with Chad Brownlee and Sam Roberts. Join Biker TV Saturday for a charity poker run. Rockin' Wheel 9.
I'm Scott Rayson. I've been at Laidlaw Tank since June 2012. We're going to demonstrate a pre-trip. I'm going to point out some of the major things that need to be checked on a regular basis to make sure that it's safe to go on the road. I have the hood open. I'm checking my fluid levels. I'm checking to make sure that there's no leaks anywhere along the engine, down along the frame. Checking my springs, the U-bolts, brakes, the inner wheel seal, tie rods, ball joints. On the outside, we're checking all the nuts. We're looking for any spider webbing on the rim, and we want to check our oil level. I can't stress this here is one of the most critical things that you need to look for. That there's no spider webbing, the nuts are actually tight, the hub is actually full, or between add and full. And you can actually see the two lines, right? We want to make sure that everything's intact, the mirrors, the breathers, the steps, the door works. Want to make sure the exhaust arm is on and intact. Want to make sure that any fluids that we have are full. I look in between the rim to make sure there's no debris, there's no separation in between the two tires. Making sure that the airbags are full. Checking my tires to make sure they're full of air. Again, I want to check in between the wheels. I want to make sure that the two rims are tight together. Several times in my career, and I've seen guys with the trailer one way and the tractor another way gone. Because in the wintertime, what can happen is the grease will harden. You go to hook onto the trailer, you thought you heard the click, but you better get out and make sure it's locked. You want to make sure that all your air lines are good. You're visually looking to see if there's anything hanging, damaged. You're looking to see if the wheel seals, the inner wheel seals, any of them, if you see any leaking. The brakes are set because the gate is down. We open up our compartments. We're going to open up all the plungers. I'm going to physically go over to the other side and make sure they're all open. 1, 2, 3. I want to test my emergency shutoff. I want to go around the front on the left side and have a look to make sure they all closed. And they did. I have to make sure that this is safe. It doesn't matter if I'm hauling water, cement, or propane, or gasoline. It doesn't matter what it is. You take the same attitude with everything you do. We want to make sure that we have paperwork. I remember one of my first jobs driving truck. I got to the scale and I almost passed. You know, I didn't pass because my ownership wasn't signed. I didn't get a ticket. I didn't get anything in writing, but I did get a scolding and a warning. At the scale, they're extremely strict, and they've heard all the stories. We're going to do a tug test. We're going to put the truck into low gear, and we're just going to let the clutch out real slow. And it's not moving. My buttons are pulled. It's not moving. I'm going to pull the brake on the trailers, and I'm going to do a tug. Okay, it's not moving. Next thing I want to do is pull my spike. Let the clutch out slow. It's not moving. Now what I want to do is apply the brakes. It's not moving. Okay. Now also too, what I'm looking for here is on the dash here, I have a primary and a secondary means of air. Now what I'm going to do is both buttons are pushed in. I'm going to apply the brakes, and I'm going to be looking to see that these two gauges are not moving. If those two gauges are moving when I'm applying the brakes, when I'm holding it firmly down and not moving it, if those gauges are moving, we have an air leak that I missed. Never assume anything, because that's when you're going to get yourself into trouble. If that unit's not safe, it's not going anywhere. Simple as that.
When we come back, northbound to Labrador City with Glen Transport.
Rockin' Wheel 9, a weekend of great music with Chad Brownlee and Sam Roberts. Join Biker TV Saturday for a charity poker run. Rockin' Wheel 9.
Challenger Motor Freight. We understand the movement of goods from anywhere to anywhere in the world. We connect the dots and add clarity to life. That's what supply chain does. Challenger Motor Freight. Join our team and go the distance.
Diesel Spec. Tuning for performance and fuel economy.
It's a big difference for the transport with the price of the fuel. They do a great job. I was doing about 5.7 miles per gallon. Now I average between 7.5 and 8 miles per gallon.
Is fuel economy important to you? How can you not call Diesel Spec?
Spady Transport, now hiring owner-operators. Join today and work for the very best. Now hiring owner-operators. Spady Transport.
Looking for a new opportunity? Fleetway Transport is now hiring company drivers and owner-operators for flatbed and heavy haul. Join the Fleetway family. Apply today at fleetwaytransport.com.
NuLine Spray Suppression. Email us a picture of your truck and you can win a set of NuLine fenders and be on national TV. NuLine at TRUCKERTELEVISION.com. NuLine Spray Suppression.
Laidlaw Carriers Van LP.
They pay me well, they have a good fuel surcharge calculation program, and they have the type of loads I like to haul in a dry van.
Now hiring company drivers and owner-operators.
Trucker Television, by truckers for truckers. Celebrating life on the road.
Trucker Television advertising. Speaking to truckers like no other.
Oh yeah, always remember, watch for the brake checks.
Laidlaw Carriers Tank is seeking liquid tank owner-operators. Competitive fuel surcharge program. Base plates, border crossings, and tolls paid. Our people and equipment set us apart.
Now hiring company drivers, women and men. Late model, all Peterbilt fleet. Dependable runs, great pay and benefits. Locomote Systems, transportation specialists.
Laidlaw Carriers Tank Sudbury office is now hiring quality owner-operators. Company drivers also wanted. 4 days on, 4 days off option. Our people and our equipment set us apart.
Trucker Television is brought to you by Robert Transport. We care. We take charge. California Custom Waxes and Polishes. Forbes Hewlett Transport. Safe, reliable, and efficient services you can trust. Wasp Cam, the sports action camera Trucker Television uses. SGT Transport. Green, then and now. Now hiring.
34,000 kgs of dextrin. Well, that stuff pretty near unloads itself, so just got to get the pressures up and let it go and watch it do its thing. Coming down empty is kind of, there's no big trick to that. You just run the jake. Today was really nice. It was just wet, a lot of sand on it, so this was a good day. I've been down there in definitely more interesting times. There's no real trick. Just start slow and keep it that way to the bottom. You can certainly come down faster. On one hand, you make the hills faster, but you also have to watch because you are riding on ice for most of the trip, so you definitely spin a little easier. And we had great weather most of the way, a little bit of snow here and there, but for the most part, it's pretty much the same thing, except a little less shifting and a lot more faster up the hills. That's about it. They were certainly more polished today. It was quite windy, so the snow was kind of running straight across in there. And it was interesting a few times there, so certainly not a cruise control day. But we got her done anyway. We got the worst of it done, so. And yeah, so far so good. I'm going to switch this 4-axle out for a set of Raglan B trains there, one of our newest sets. Very nice. They work really, really good. I went to Nova Scotia with those trailers, and when I came back to Bedford, I dropped them there for this trip, and I'll be able to just pick them up and carry on back to Perth. I brought my son with me, and he was with me for 3 years. It worked perfect. He knew how to read a map and do math and read and everything else by the time he started kindergarten. So had his own little logbook going there all the time with me. So my daughter, whenever she could too, and it's just a great experience for the kids. And some of them are naturally going to gravitate towards trucking. If they want young people to get into trucking and be interested with it, to me, starting with your parents and be allowed to come with your parents, or whichever one's driving, just makes sense to me. It gets them to see the country and enjoy, decide whether they like trucking or not. And most young boys and girls love to jump in a truck and ride with their mom or dad. So personally, to me, it's just, if you took the restrictions off and allowed them to ride, you'd kind of just naturally fix that shortage of young drivers. If you're comfortable with your truck and you're comfortable with shifting and speed shifting, basically, and you're willing to not have your cruise control set for 9 or 10 hours, then keep your head on your shoulders. And I know these sound kind of cliche, but respect this road, and you won't have any trouble with it. You got to plan on 9 or 10 hours on the average day, and anybody can do it in my opinion. It's just, I like to think that it takes a better driver to do it, but I think most people could do it with just a little smart driving and being very comfortable with your truck. We left Labrador yesterday morning. We kind of took it easy. Got back to Tacoma last night. And we had a great ride all the way down there. It was a little bit of snow here and there, but other than that, you can't ask for a better trip. So, and we left Bay Como this morning, had a great ride down, and got rid of our 4-axle, hooked on these trains, and now I'm ready to head home and see my family.
Send us a picture of your truck and you could win a set of NuLine fenders. Working trucks, show trucks, new trucks, old trucks. Send us a picture of your truck. You will be entered into the 2nd annual Trucker Television NuLine Fender Contest. Next week on Trucker Television, we're hauling huge with Challenger Motor Freight. Trucking in the GTA with Day and Ross. We're back fighting breast cancer at Trucking for a Cure. And we're northbound with Neil of Laidlaw Tank LP. Trucker Television is brought to you by Be on Trucker Television at Truck and Roll Encore. 12 Gauge Customs, tons of online accessories. Be on Trucker Television, supporting Trucking for a Cure.